If you feel like you're constantly starting again with your diet and training every Monday, you might think that you've got a consistency problem. But you don't. I used to be stuck in that exact same cycle myself, and what I realized is this. It's actually something worse than that, because you're doing just enough to feel like you should be making progress, but not enough to actually change anything. And that's why you keep ending up back at square one every few weeks. Now, your week probably looks something like this. Monday, you're back on it. Train, eating well, feeling productive. Tuesday, still decent. You're thinking, right, I'm back on it. This is the week. Then midweek hits, work gets busy, and lunch becomes whatever's easiest. The gym feels like something you should do rather than something that you want to do. By Thursday, you're tired. So you either skip it or you go and you just half-arse it. Then Friday rolls around and you tell yourself, just relax a little bit. And that carries into the weekend where, let's be honest, the wheels start to come off with your diet as well. Coffee and pastries in the morning, brunch out with your friends, and then screw cooking in the evening, so you order a takeaway and have a few glasses of wine. By the time you get to Sunday night, you feel like you've undone all of your progress, and so you say that you're going to get back on track on Monday morning, and the cycle starts again. And the frustrating part is that doesn't actually sound that bad, especially when you look at one day at a time. There's some really good days in there. But when you zoom out over a few weeks, that's exactly why nothing is changing. Trust me, I understand exactly where you're at, because that was me a few years ago. I was skinny fat, nowhere near the physique that I wanted, and certainly not looking like the world-class coach that I aspired to be. When I looked at my weeks, they looked pretty decent. I was training fairly regularly, tracking my food, trying to be disciplined, but it was that exact same pattern. A couple of really solid days, a couple of half-assed ones, and then a real drop-off towards the end of the week. Repeated over and over, wondering why I looked exactly the same week after week, or worse, month after month. And this is where I got it wrong for a long time. Progress isn't made by how good your good days are. It comes from how controlled your bad days are. And that only happens when your whole week has structure, which mine certainly didn't, and I'm assuming yours doesn't either. Your training's inconsistent, and not just in effort, but in direction too. You go in and decide what you're gonna do on the day. You're not tracking your lifts, so you don't know if you're progressing, which means every session is basically just guesswork, which is exactly why it gets frustrating and why you don't make any progress with your training. And then your nutrition is the same. Some days you're on it, and some days you're just reacting. Making decisions on the fly, usually when you're tired or hungry, and those are the decisions that unravel your progress. Ultimately, there's nothing tying it all together and giving you structure. And this is where most people go wrong. They try to fix this by doing more, when actually, that's the exact opposite of what they need. They think, I'll train more this week. I'll be stricter with my food. I'll fully lock in. So they go from loose to extreme, which works for a little bit, usually around 10 days. Then life catches up with them again and they fall into exactly the same pattern. So nothing changes, because the problem wasn't actually effort. It was that nothing was structured in a way that was setting them up for success and allowing them to progress. What actually fixes this is a lot simpler. You need a way of training that you can actually repeat, something you can track, something that you can progress week to week, and your food needs to support that. Not be perfect, not be extreme, just consistent enough that your physique actually changes and your training can progress. Because if your nutrition is all over the place, then your training will be too. If you're under eating protein, then you won't be able to build any muscle. If you're under fueling, then your training sessions will feel flat. And even when you are training, you won't be getting much from it. When you fix these things, you stop restarting every week. You stop guessing. You stop relying on motivation, and you start to build momentum that leads to proper physique change for the first time ever. If you're stuck in that cycle right now, then I've put something in the description that will help you. It's a free 4-week coaching experience that will walk you through exactly how I would structure these things for you, so you can actually put these things into practice with my help. And if this video felt like it was speaking to you, then you'll probably want to watch this next video up here somewhere on how to fix being skinny fat, because that ties into this perfectly.